to the Fantasy Football Picks and Bets show on the Mayo Media Network. As always, I am your host, Scott Simpson, Nimble W Numbers on Twitter, and we are presented, as we are every single week, by PrizePicks. Check out the link in the description below. Sign up using that link, PrizePicks code MMN for the Mayo Media Network. Get your $100 deposit match guaranteed bonus. I'm already going through mine. I'm already winning money. Mine is making me more money right now. I've turned that $100 into 200 and some. I'm not going to tell you how much. I don't want to, scare you off and have you not think you can trust me. I'm making so much money over here. So I'm so excited though to have my guy with me today. Every single Tuesday, LQ is with me. My guy, the Real Deal Fantasy. How are you doing, LaQuan?
What up, Scott? I'm well rested. Took a nice nap after work today and woke up an hour ago, and I'm ready to rock.
I'm so jealous. You told me that backstage. You said sleeping for hours during the day. I said, as soon as this show is done, I'm going to go to sleep right here in my chair. So I'm really excited. This is going to be a great show. I'm going to give you guys my energy. The end of the day, we're going to rock it out. We're going to talk some prize picks. We're going to get into the Thursday night game. The Jets suddenly winning against the Cincinnati Bengals. That's wild. That's crazy. Mike White, 400 plus yards passing. What was maybe thought it was a boring game might have some intrigue given what happened this last Sunday against the Colts, who, oh man, they just came up so short. They played a great game against the Titans. But I got one thing I got to get into. Are you doing any of these Movember things, the no nut Novembers? You into any of this stuff?
Unfortunately, no. I am not going to participate in none of those.
Those sound horrible to me, particularly the latter one. If you're doing that, this is another way of saying you're single. I'm sorry. I just had to say that. Don't do any of those things. Just keep your facial hair, and the second thing, don't do that. So I'm excited. Please do smash the like button. Perfect time to do that. And the subscribe button as well. And then if you're signing up for PrizePicks, why wouldn't you use MMN immediately right now, right this second? So let's jump into this Thursday slate. We're going to talk all the different picks that are available. Some of the picks might change from now until then, so get on these picks while you can. And then some picks might become available, new ones as we kind of go. So LQ, let's jump in here right away with the quarterbacks, right? We're going to go to passing yards. The now infamous Mike White, he had a tweet from 2013 that he tweeted at Tom Brady saying he wanted to break his records. This guy's had balls for decades. Yeah. What do you think about this 245 and a hook up against Indy?
Man, I like him, man. He showed heart. I mean, he's going out there making plays. He gets the crowd excited. I mean, gave the Jets the spark that they need, that fan base as well. I feel as though, this 245, it could be achievable, man, because he doesn't seem scared. And it's not like we watched the playbook change for him, like it was like dumbed down for him. It's kind of the same plays that we saw Zach Wilson have, and he just wasn't able to execute. So Mike White went out there saying, hey, this is my shot, my second shot, my first start where I can show up and show out. And I think he got the message where, prime time Thursday night against the Colts, I'm going to lock in this 245 in a hook. I think he got it.
Yeah, I like it. Also, the targeting of the running back, when you can just drop it off down below, get some of that yak afterwards. It's not, not free money, but you're not expending a lot of effort. You're not having to target, Elijah Moore downfield for an 80-yard bomb every time. You're kind of picking up that free cheap yards almost. But I like it. What about on the other side, Carson Wentz? He's got kind of low number, 236 in the hook. Ooh, that's kind of tantalizing. Or is it against the Jets?
See, the Jets defense isn't like the craziest defense, but they're a serviceable defense under Saleh. So I feel as though, with Wentz, man, I don't know if I can take this for him, the 236 and a hook. It might seem like a cakewalk, but again, short turnaround. I know he has Pittman. Pittman can have a great game at the same time. Carson Wentz, he may not throw over this through 236. I mean, what did he do last game? 231 and then 150 the game before that against San Fran. Nah, I'm not liking Wentz this week.
Yeah, no, I like that. And then also the New York Jets, they give up the most points to running backs. So if you're going to attack them, I don't think it's going to be through the air with Carson Wentz. So you need to kind of do that. They give up around 37 points per game. They've given up 13 total touchdowns, and you're going to love this number, 716 rushing yards and 553 receiving yards. So over 1,200 yards. That sounds like it's going to be a rushing dominant kind of prize picks for me, just kind of giving that backdrop. And like you said, too, short turnaround Thursday night slate. Not that your arm's tired, but those guys go through war and hell every week. They're bandaged and wrapped up. We don't even know what they look like in the locker room. So to go back out 3 or 4 days later, it's a bit much. So I think this is going to be a more of a running game, more of a slower game than maybe we've seen. Let's talk about Carson Wentz's pass completions. So to go with his total, he's got a huge number, 21 and a hook. What do you think about this?
I don't think it's too crazy, but again, like you said, this might be a running game. It does seem like achievable, but again, I might be fading Carson Wentz this entire week, to be honest.
Yeah, and in this game, the over under, it's not shooting through the moon. We're not at some astronomical number. We're at 46 and a half, and also Indy has a 10 and a half point total. That's good. I don't think they cover. That's a huge cover. And we saw that the Bengals couldn't cover, but they're at home. It's a little bit different there too. And I do think when you're at home on a Thursday night travel game, it's even better. So I'm not gonna.
To be clear, real quick, when I'm saying fade, because we had a little confusion last week. When I'm saying fade, I'm not taking the over. I'm not taking the under. I'm just staying away. That's for me when I say fade.
Yes, and I'm going to say if I play this one, I'm playing the under, right? And that's the play I would make. Yes, for clarification. So I like that. Let's jump down to some rushing totals. We got some QBs in here, but I'm going to start with the running backs, and I'm going to start with Indianapolis's running backs. They only have 2 totals right now, so we'll start with Jonathan Taylor, 80 and a hook. Achievable for sure, but do you think it kind of happens in this game? Are they going to lean heavy on him?
Full send. I love it. I feel as though he could bust off for another 70-yarder at any point. So Jonathan Taylor's playing lights out, man. He's honestly looking like my 101 of next season because, obviously Derrick Henry out with injury, but we'll touch on that later. But I feel as though Jonathan Taylor right now is balling out. He's getting that workload we honestly wanted him to get, and it's looking a lot like Derrick Henry-ish, and I love it.
Yeah, I like it as well. And then let's go to Nyheim Hines, kind of, welcome to Halloween, kind of the ghost, of Nyheim Hines. 11.5 rush yards, achievable, but is he going to get any of the reps? Is it going to be a Marlon Mack attack? What's it going to look like?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of annoying to see Nyheim Hines go down this lane to where you have a Marlon Mack actually hurting him in both areas of the game where he's not even being on the field. So, I might be fading Nyheim Hines. I don't feel like I want to lose money because of him.
Yeah, no, that's a non-play for me as well. If anything, you bet the under, and then he gets one touch, and then he screws you. So I'm gonna stay away from that. I think you're looking at Jonathan Taylor. I think that's the best bet out of those two. Yeah. What about Michael Carter, man? I mean, he was the second highest scoring running back on the DraftKings slate last week. Broke it. It was a cash play for me. Helped me get the highest score lineup in one of my contests. So what do you think about Michael Carter? 43 and a half. It seems pretty low to me, honestly.
Yeah, it is kind of low with him coming off of a game where he put up 77 yards. He's looking good though. He's looking like the all-around RB1. So I do like it. I'll take the 43 and the hook. That is kind of low for him. He's coming off with momentum. He's coming off, with the confidence of being the RB1 there. And he's also leading the team in targets out of the backfield as well. So let's just put that in the air when you stack your next selection with Michael Carter with that 4.5 and a hook for receptions.
Oh, for sure. And I was going to say, too, if they don't have the points up, they will eventually. They don't have the fantasy points up. Michael Carter and his fantasy point total might just be one of the better plays on the whole slate. So we'll see what it is. We don't have it there yet. Are you playing around with Ty Johnson at all? Or are you kind of just focusing your money on Michael Carter?
If I'm going to put a ticket together, I'll probably just focus on Michael Carter. I'm not really worried about a Ty Johnson because, again, he got lucky last week finding the end zone. He just happened to be involved because Michael Carter was tired. So that's more so you're playing dangerous waters if you're touching Ty Johnson this week.
I agree completely. All right, Carson Wentz and Mike White, their combined totals are about 8 points. So what do you think about this? 3.5, 5.5. So, okay, 9 points. I embellished a point there.
Yeah. But I like Mike White. I really do because, like I said, he played with heart, man. He could take off out of the pocket at any point because, again, it's prime time. He has a lot of eyes on him. He has something to prove. And I think he definitely wants that starting job. I mean, let's be honest, them not really having a veteran behind Zach Wilson, it was kind of weird at first because it was like they're going all in on him. So Mike White's going to take advantage of that. I understand Joe Flacco's there or whatever the case may be, but he's there just to, coach talk, QB talk or veteran presence, whatever you want to call it. But three and a hook, man, I'm taking that. I'm taking that for sure.
No, I like that. I think that's a easy money. Is that how we
Easy money?
Easy money.
Yeah, we can start that.
Yeah, easy money. Yeah, and let's jump down to receptions now. We only have a few on the board. More will come available. But you teased it before, the Michael Carter 4.5. Let's talk about Michael Carter. What's he been doing? Like, why? That's it's a tall total. Let's just say that, high tea there for people who are paying attention at home. Some of you are. What do you think about that? Is that achievable for him?
Man, it definitely is, man. Like if we look at, week 7 against New England, he had eight receptions, and then Cincinnati last week he had 9. I mean, that's off of 9 targets and then 14 targets, against Cincinnati. Yeah, I'm going to smash that, definitely with, Corey Davis being inactive last week. That definitely played a part of why he saw 14 targets, but let's not try to shy away and ignore how he's being effective in this passing game. So it shall continue.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. He's got 37 targets, 26 receptions so far. No receiving touchdowns yet. And that's not a prize pick that becomes available. But if you find that in maybe in your just betting sites, that could be a possibility. He's getting those target shares. Eventually that touchdown will come. All right. Well, let's talk about on the other side. We've got Jonathan Taylor, 2.5, too cheaper. Do you like that play as well?
I do. 2.5 is not that bad. It's not a stretch. If it was 3.5, then yeah, I'll be running away. But Jonathan Taylor can absolutely get involved in a passing game at any point in the game as well, because like we said, his snap share is going up. He's becoming that RB1 that we all love. Frank Wright is finally listening to the fantasy community somewhat. So hopefully, yeah, he gets involved in the passing game as well. 2.5 isn't crazy.
Yeah. And then there's some other numbers here. I mean, honestly, I'm not somebody who likes to fade all the time, but Mo Alley-Cox, 1.5 receptions. I think that to me, that's a full fade. Just given you saw Jack Doyle catch a touchdown last week. We saw Mo Alley-Cox have 4 targets last week, 0 receptions. They didn't really use him effectively. So not that he can't use against the Jets, but Doyle, and then you saw, Granson was getting carries, and getting
so weird, man.
Passes, I guess it's a target, but so Mo Alley-Cox not as effective last week.
Yeah, full fade. It's a little disgusting to see how they're using him, but maybe things will change.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. And then we'll jump down. We have a few. I like these. These are the receiving yard overs, and they all are kind of low, at least from my perspective. Maybe Michael Pittman has the highest one, but is there one that stood out to you either on the Jets or on the Colts that was just, this is the one that you want to kind of build your lineup around?
If I'm going to build my lineup around, it'll be Michael Carter with that 35 and a hook, because we just spoke on, him getting the targets. The volume is there. Absolutely love, Jonathan Taylor's 14 and a hook as well, because again, he can easily pop off for a very, very long screen, and I definitely feel as though that could be achievable. So those 2 running backs, man, I got them in a lot of my lineups this week.
Yeah, I think Michael Pittman, I like him in the red zone. I like him downfield. He's doing a good job. The 65.5, it's a little high for me. I'm kind of going to stay away from it. Just from my opinion here, the Zach Pascal 39.5 is not bad. I want to see what happens with T.Y. Hilton. He was banged up a little bit at the end. I think that would kind of make it a big difference in playing either one of those. Elijah Moore, 40 and a hook. I like this. He had 6 targets last week. He needs 1 or 2 targets to get that space, to get that yard. I think he can do that in this game. The Colts have given up a lot of yards. That's kind of their thing. They're not always breaking against wide receivers, which is nice. You don't want your defense to totally implode, but they're not the best. So so far they've given up 1,333 passing yards, receiving yards. So, I mean, and they got 13 touchdowns too. So, heck, they're terrible. What am I going to do? I think these are good plays. Crowder as well. I think that you can get some of these yards. Now, if Corey Davis comes back, maybe you're fading Elijah Moore and kind of seeing where Corey Davis, his numbers at. But if there's no Corey Davis, I like both of these numbers for myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, now we've got a couple of touchdown totals. We've got Carson Wentz. We've got some receiving. We got some rushing. So what do you think about Carson Wentz's passing total? 2 touchdowns is all you need to get this one. 1 and a hook.
Actually, no, I don't know. This is going to be a weird one, man, because like the Jets defense isn't that bad. Like they're serviceable. And I say that, because like I feel as though they can get the job done, stopping them like with the passing touchdowns. Cause to be honest, they're not a team that you could really like go crazy on the red zone with, but you can rush the ball in. So I rather lean more towards, him running the ball in than him throwing it in.
Yeah. Now I will say he has passed for 2 or more out of the 8 weeks so far. He's failed to do it twice. So yeah, he could do it, but like you said, the Jets they're like a bend and don't break until you get to the end zone type of defense. And so I could definitely see them getting the ball downfield, a couple passes to Pittman, a couple passes to different players, and then JT just boom, nailing it in
Pressures
there.
it in. Yep.
Yeah. So it could be a 2-touchdown JT game. So I'm not willing to jump into that bet yet. I might have to research a little bit. Right now, it's on ice for me. But there's other bets there too that I do like, and the rushing totals that I'm going to come to it is the Jonathan Taylor bet. This is the one I do like a lot. It's just 0.5, just a hook, means you got to get one. To me, I think this is smash. Yeah, this is a really good bet. And you're going to build this into other plays too. You put a Michael Carter run back on this, and you've got it maybe taken care of right away after a few passes. Maybe it's the pass total. You got a touchdown in the first half. So I like this. It seems like you're with me on this as well.
Absolutely. Smash, smash, smash.
Yeah. Last one before we get out of here and jump into some start sits real quick. What do you think about the Michael Pittman half point? He had 2 touchdowns last week. Kind of coming out party. Is that sustainable, or is that kind of it's going to regress and we full fade that?
I mean, back-to-back games he scored. I feel as though you only need the one. I can gamble on this one. This one I can gamble with, being that it's so low. It's not 1.5. It's not anything too crazy. But the hook, it's fine. I'll take it. I think he can find the end zone on a short turnaround week.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, make that your upside pick that you can fail on, which is really nice about picks. You got a swing and a miss in there. This could be it, but it also could be the one that kind of boosts you up into that 5 max territory. So, all right, love the PrizePicks. Check them out from me and LQ over there. Use MMN. There is a link down in the description below for PrizePicks. Click that link, goes right there. Sign up. Let them know we sent you. Let's jump into our start sit. We got a couple of questions, not a lot, with the 4 teams on bye, which is good. A little less light in a little light in this, less action, but still a few questions. Here's one, an important one from somebody whose name is not Scott Simpson. We'll just say that. So this person technically has Carson Wentz on their bench right now, and they have Dak, but they don't know if Dak's going to be able to play. So how does somebody rosters both Dak and Carson Wentz approach this week?
I mean, you just saw Cooper Rush, in prime time, play a great game, managed the game, made some huge, throws. I feel as though Dak shouldn't be rushed. I mean, they're going with the concept of knowing like it's a long ball game. Like you don't need to rush his rehab. If you have Cooper Rush in there, he's making plays, just see how the practice goes and sees how this week go, how Dak feels. But for me as a fantasy manager, I'm not gambling, man. I'm going to take Carson Wentz because I don't know how good Dak will be against Denver. That's the difference. That's the defensive difference. It might be difficult for that calf.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good call. Even though they did lose Von Miller, not that they can afford to. He hadn't been playing though; he was injured. So
yeah, he was already injured.
Yeah, he was already injured. So, but I like that too. And then Carson Wentz, we talked about maybe fading that 1 and a hook passing touchdown total. He might get there with 1 passing touchdown and then 1 rushing. So, he's a big lanky guy. He can put his arms up over the end zone. Hopefully, he can do that. All right, let's jump to just some dangerously terrible. Just like the worst of the worst here. Someone sent me this: Ty Johnson or Nyheim Hines, and this is just pure upside, like DFS style. Who could hit? Who could do something? Is there a game script you see either one of these doing anything?
God, no. But if we had to choose, if I really had to make this decision, I'm gonna go with Nyheim Hines, and just because I mean the PPR upside's there, and Ty Johnson's so disgusting this season. He came in hot, but it's like not happening. So no,
I'm with you on that. All right, let's jump to some sexier matchups for sure. Not that sexy though. I mean, I got the Bears and the Bengals defenses involved. So all right, we've got Claypool versus the Bears, Higgins versus the Bengals. Who you starting?
I'm going Higgins. I definitely feel as though matter of fact, I take that back. I'm gonna take Claypool. I'm gonna take Claypool versus the Bears. I feel as though Claypool has something to prove right now. He hasn't been, that great, but I feel as though with Najee Harris getting hot, that offense gaining momentum, they're actually looking like they're getting a rhythm. Claypool can pop off for a couple yards and maybe a touchdown.
Yeah, and he also has those jet sweeps built into him every once in a while.
One or two, yeah.
Yeah, Big Ben needs someone else to stand behind him and kind of push the ball out further for him. But we'll get there. We'll get there hopefully. All right. This is one that tickled my fancy. I have Van Jefferson myself. Just picked him up. Van Jefferson versus Tennessee, or Tim Patrick versus the Dallas aforementioned Cowboys.
I'm going Van Jefferson, man. I definitely feel as though Matthew Stafford and him, they're building something beautiful. I mean, I don't want to go on a fan rant here, but Van Jefferson versus the terrible Titans defense against wide receivers, I definitely need some Van Jefferson all in that red zone.
Yeah, no, I'm all about that too. And our guy, Deshaun Jackson, he's requesting a trade. He doesn't like his role. He's out. Is he going to play anymore? We have to worry about him.
He's gone. He's been released.
Oh, he's been released. Oh, D Jax, I will see
Cutting
you on
ties.
the track. Goodbye. That makes me so happy. All right. Last one. It's a battle of the Moors, right? We got two rookies here. Rondale Moore versus San Francisco, or the aforementioned Elijah Moore versus the Colts.
I love Rondale Moore, man. I love his division game as well. He's been very electric. Every time you see the ball in his hands, he has like this second to third gear where he just kicks up and you think it's going to be a home run, but he's working it. It's getting there, but they're making him like electric on all types of like platforms, on all types of the field. So I'm going to go Rondale Moore.
I like that. And I do hear what you're saying, particularly in the announcer's voice when he catches a punt return. They go, Rondale Moore!
Yeah. He's off.
Oh, that was Rondale Moore, everybody. And he's like, know who he is. Like, oh, no, we know. We're watching football. So
we need a Spanish soccer announcer.
Yeah, they would do way better than the ones we have. Now, I'm not going to say all of them are terrible, but not all of them are the best either. All right, let's jump down to tight ends. I got a couple of questions about this. People apparently have tight ends on bye. So I've got Conklin, Freiermuth, Arnold, Albert O, with our guy Noah Fant being on the COVID list. Where are you leaning in this? Just kind of, it looks gross, but by the way, Freiermuth, I think it was the tight end 2 this week. Or last week. So, there's a potential, and Dan Arnold was up there too.
Man, it's really a toss up, man, because all these guys are doing something. They're cooking. They're cooking. I definitely feel like man, this is hard. I like Conklin though. I like Conklin.
Yes. I said on Twitter when the person reached out, I went Conklin. But you know what? Now it's a sealed, signed, and delivered fire content only from LQ. There you go. Start them. All right, this one hits home here. I don't have Pat Freiermuth. I hope to get him soon. Wink, wink. I do have Jared Cook, though. Jared Cook versus Philly, or Pat Freiermuth versus the Bears. Bears are pretty good against tight ends. I do want to get that.
Yeah.
Second against tight ends here.
They're doing something right against the tight ends, but I like Jared Cook. I like Herbert. I just love all of Jared Cook. I feel as though with him being as old as he is, he's like 47 years old and he's still out there playing at like a top level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a dinosaur next door for sure. So I think he's got a few touchdowns in him this week, maybe 6. So that Donald Parham will sneak in and steal him for sure. That was hyperbole, folks. So all right, and then the last one. This was actually sent by somebody here in DC who I love, a local radio station. He's been on the radio station. His name is Money Metal Cakes from the Sports Junkie. Shout out here in DC. He wants to know Kadarius Toney or Jeremy McNichols.
Tony is dealing with a hand injury right now, so I'm going to go with Jeremy with the upside, but it's not a good matchup against the Rams, to be honest. So you might be sitting here with a toss-up to where you might get donuts or less than 5 points from both, being that they're both dealing with injuries. So if anything, I'll lean Jeremy against the Rams.
Yeah, don't put all of your eggs in either basket is what I'm hearing. No, I like that, LQ. I do like Kadarius Toney if he's healthy, and he's not been healthy at all. Except for one game where he was electric. He's been in and out of games, like you said, hand laceration right now. So perfect segue to get into the injury report this week. Brought to you once again by PrizePicks, MMN. That's the Mayo Media Network. Check it out in the link down below. Sign up immediately. Do it right this second. And then also while you're down there, smash the like button. And then also, tweet it out, man. Send it to your friends. Let people know about it. Or, here's the thing. You don't have to compete against sharks. So you don't have to hide this information. It's not like when you listen to a good podcast, you're like, I hope no one listened to Scott's podcast. They don't know the deets on who to play this week. No, everyone can do this. You can share this to everybody. You can all win together, right? You can tell people about it. Tweet out your winning. So please do that down below. All right, let's talk about injury news. Terrible injury news. Derrick Henry, who I love, RB1, incredible man beast here, out for the season, foot injury. How does this impact the Titans offense? Is AJ Brown just the GOAT now over there? How's it going to work?
Oh man, this is the fantasy guys hate us this season, man. It's like, who is left? Like really, like injury after injury, major players as well. And I hope he rests up. I know he's out 6 to 10 weeks, and it really sucks. But that offense, they're gonna have to do something. They signed AP. We already talked about a little bit about Jeremy McNichols. The PPR upside, because we saw him get like a ton of targets out of the backfield before and be PPR relevant. But I feel as though that offense definitely taking a hit. So they're gonna have to figure something out. So AJ Brown to the moon, maybe.
Yeah, he'll pass the Dogecoin rocket.
Yeah,
on the way up there. So it's still just hovering. So okay. Also on the injury front, Jameis Winston out for the year, MCL tear. That's just not good. You don't want to see that. And but then you do see him in the locker room dancing around afterwards on crutches, doing his terrible.
He's in good spirits.
Yeah, I mean. Got the Percocet, they hand out. Yeah. Alleged. Not brought to you by anybody at this network. I'm just teasing. But no, I mean, that's not good for the Saints. Taysom Hill back, but they still beat Tom Brady last week. That was wild.
Man, it's a division thing, man. It's Sean Payton has Bruce Arians' number. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like when, back in the day, it takes you to a time machine when Jeff Fisher was the Rams head coach, and he always would beat the Seahawks. It was just weird. And, Greg Williams' defense always played tough against the Seahawks, and they just couldn't beat us. And Jeff Fisher actually had, Pete Carroll's number. I don't know what it was. Weird, but all our wins came within the division. I don't know why, but hey, full send.
That's like 40% of his 50% win rate.
Yeah, exactly. It's insane.
Take that team out, man. He's the worst coach in NFL history, probably. Yeah. Allegedly. So, all right. On the sad front, a couple of wide receivers out, big time wide receivers that we care about in fantasy right now. Calvin Ridley, and then Ruggs, both out. Terrible situation with the latter, and then Ridley trying to figure out what's going on. Him, prayers up for both of those guys right now. Yeah. But how does that impact the fantasy landscape for Atlanta, and then also over there for the Vegas Raiders?
Vegas Raiders, man, they got a lot going on right now. I feel as though it's always going to be Waller season. We might see a lot out of Renfro. This is a huge boost for him. I definitely feel as though he's going to take it to the next level. Those targets are going to be there for him. And, all the Brian Edward truthers out there, I am not one of them. He may become a little relevant, maybe just a tad bit. But Ridley, of course, the Falcons seemed out of sync last game. I felt as though they got the news before the game. Hopefully they can lean on Pitts and all the other guys to step up. Maybe Russell Gage can show up and show out somehow, some way. I feel as though moving forward, they're just going to have to figure it out.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Matt Ryan is just a downgrade. He's lost Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley from his arsenal, where that's what he needed to be in that top 15 range. He's just he's not dust, but I think Cordell Patterson and then Kyle Pitts. They better make Kyle Pitts to the moon. I don't know. I mean, if you don't,
hopefully.
Another tight end, Noah Fant, like we said, is out. So just kind of keep COVID. Stupid COVID. Kyler Murray. Please. Kyler Murray sprained his ankle at the end of the game. Keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on what's going on with him this week, and just kind of how that news is matriculating out. He only got you like 11 to 12 fantasy points last week. He did not play that great. So not that he doesn't bounce back, but just, keep an eye. What do you hear the rumblings about Murray so far?
They're probably looking for the swelling to go down, which possibly will. I mean, that'll go down, in a couple of days. I feel as though it's more so of soreness and like how he feels about it. We might see him running less, but that doesn't mean he's not going to air the ball out to AJ Green, D-Hop, Rondo Moore, etc.
Yeah. And that just might mean he does do more pocket passing and roll outs and just get him in space to throw the football down the field, not run the football down the field, which he can do. got a good arm. On the other side of kind of America, halfway across America, you got Dak and the Cowboys. He missed last week. We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, that calf strain. And they talked about it on the broadcast too, something that can come as an injury from that injury he had previously. You're pushing, you're straining, so they don't want to mess with him. Do you think he plays this week?
I don't know, man. It's a little weird situation. I feel as though he is a stubborn bastard. If we watch Hard Knocks, he wants to go out there and play. He's good to go. He wants to just full send everything. I love the passion. I love the attitude. But again, the coaching staff, the organization, they're looking at the long ball. They're looking at playoffs. Like, we don't want you hurt, when we need you. You know what I mean? Like, right now, they do need him to win games. But like I said, Cooper Rush is playing okay. He's playing great. So, just let Dak heal up.
Yeah, playing better than Kirk Cousins. Yeah. Hey, but guess what? Kirk Cousins still playing better than Sam Darnold, and maybe his concussion is one of the reasons why. I don't know when he got that concussion.
Yeah,
I mean, he got full
set. It looked like it was a car crash, man. Like, it was just disgusting, man. I was like, yo, if he gets up from this, I'll be very surprised, because he got rocked.
Yeah, and second game in a row he does not finish. So keep an eye out for Sam Darnold. He's got concussion.
Yeah.
And then also keep an eye out for Christian McCaffrey. I've heard two different things from Matt Rule. One, he said he could miss week 9 or week 10, or he could be back. Or he said also he's expecting him back on Wednesday, though. So all this kind of coach speak, double talk, could be back, would be back, should be back. We'll have to see what tomorrow holds for CMC. But fingers crossed that hammy is good to go. Will Fuller not good to go. He still has a finger issue over there. And hopefully he's got time to clean up the other issues he was dealing with as well. Some of the fringe players, but players nonetheless, maybe impacting and boosting up other players. Damian Williams left the Bears game with a knee injury. Jalen Reagor with an ankle injury. Ebron last week kind of out, so that kind of helped Freiermuth. James Robinson had a heel bruise. We'll know a little bit more later this week when Urban, the legend Meyer, that's just in his own mind. Sorry, he's in. Paying me to say that. We'll tell us a little bit more, but that could be a Carlos Hyde. I did tweet out. Follow me over at NimbleW Numbers on Twitter. I did tweet out. It says 2021. You wake up from a coma, 6 years. 6-year coma. I said, Pete Davidson is, log fluming with Kim Kardashian, as we survived a Trump presidency, and Adrian Peterson and Carlos Hyde are on the waiver wire this week. It is just what in the world. So keep an eye out. You might need to pick up Carlos Hyde. Oh, I can't believe I said that.
Yeah, it's a little disgusting to say.
It's terrible. And then Boston Scott seems to be the truth. With Miles Sanders out, it looks like fool's gold, Kenneth Gainwell so far. Where do you lean in that? And then Jordan Howard coming out of nowhere and swiping 2 touchdowns. It's gross.
I mean, I feel as though with Miles Sanders out, we all expected Kenneth Gainwell to have that PPR upside, but it just was not. So it was honestly like annoying to see him put up nothing and Jordan Howard come out of nowhere and return back to prime form.
Yeah, he stole Jalen Hurts' touchdowns, which is not what we want whatsoever. So a couple other injuries to monitor. Dawson Knox had that hand surgery. He's coming off. Darren Waller, he did not play the week before. He went on bye. And then Saquon, Golladay, Sterling Shepard, everybody on the Giants skill position still Tony as well, dealing with injuries. So keep an eye out for that. So we appreciate you guys all watching here on the Fantasy Football Picks and Bet Show. I am Scott Simpson, NimbleW Numbers on Twitter. You can follow me there. You can also follow me over at NimbleWNumbers.com. I have been binking little mini max tournaments. I won a couple last week. Also, LQ, I evened the score with Bo McBig time 4-4. I scored like 175 points against him.
Let's go.
Yeah. So your boy Scotty, I'm up a G this year just in these little mini maxes. I love it. So please do follow me. Check me out over there. Where can people check you out? Because you're fire content only.
Man, you can find me at the Mayo Media Network, of course, fire content only. Be writing for Downtown Rams as well. I got an article coming out tomorrow. Be on the lookout, and definitely find me on YouTube at Real Deal Fantasy HQ, on Instagram, Twitter, of course, and Facebook still.
Yeah, and if you put on Twitter the GIF fire content only, your boy comes up. You have a GIF on there. You can LQ it up on Twitter. It's perfect. I love it. So please do that. Yeah. Tweet it out a bunch. Let's get it trending. And then also while you're there, follow Pat Mayo, follow Pete Overzet, follow Stepmom Lauren, follow everybody, follow me, follow LQ, The Real Deal Fantasy. Please do also follow us here at the Mayo Media Network on YouTube, like and subscribe. I think we're like almost 29,000 or 30,000 subscribers. That's awesome, right? We're crushing it. This is an amazing network to be a part of. Please do that. And then while you're down there, sign up, please, for PrizePicks. MMN is the link in the description. Please sign up. Anything else, LQ?
Nah, man, let's full send it. Let's have a good week.
Have a great week, everybody. Peace. We'll see you next time.
Peace.